It's official. That's the first pitch of the Legion baseball season. That's Mayor Chris Loris throwing a strike, actually. It's like a breaking ball he had, but we'll have post 31 baseball action for you. They'll be taking on Granville, 323, and I know it's not a league game or a conference game, but it's always been a good game. See Steve Morrow, the umpire, and I mean single, the umpire, as they had a little delay before the start of the ball game. They were waiting for, but could not wait any longer for the second umpire to show up, so Steve Morrow is going to do the balls and strikes. He's dressed with his hardware on, so he's going to be behind the plate, and he'll be taking the game on by himself. But I can tell you right now, as we come out to the mound with Kyle Horvath, I'll give you the quick starting lineup for Rutland defensively as Munger Vision, another season of post 31 baseball action. Glad to bring it to you. Kyle Horvath, the starting pitcher. Nate Swan is the catcher. That's your battery for post 31. Aaron Bloomer is over at first base defensively. Eric Mack is at second. Justin Godzik's the shortstop. Sam Major, third base. Mike McMahon is the left fielder. Mike Triller is the center fielder. And Alex Miskoski is the right fielder. And actually, you know what I like to do? I'll read you the whole roster for post 31. That's what we'll do as we have a little time here watching the warm-up pitches of Horvath. I can tell you on post 31's 2010 roster, Scott Crosby wears number 1, Aaron Rhodes is number 3, Justin Godzik 5, number 10 is Dan Favreau, number 11 Jeff Bloomer, Nate Swan, as we already mentioned, is 13, Aaron Bloomer 15, Ryan Blum was number 16, Kyle Horvath 18, Mike Triller number 20, Eric Mack 21, Alex Miskoski 22, Sam Major is 23, Ed Lewicki is 24, T.J. Oliver wears 25, David Bartlett is 27, 31 is Mike McMahon, Matt Blandy, number 32, and Eric Godzik, 35. Kevin Belomo's the head coach. His assistants are Kevin Bedard, Rick Battles, and George Bennett. And I'd like to thank Rick Battles personally. He kept me informed of the roster, of the schedules and rosters via telephone calls, and then when I showed up tonight, he gave me my starting lineup, and I couldn't wait for the start of Legion baseball season. And I encourage you, as I do every year, to get out and support any Legion team. If you're in the Rutland area, come right to the Rutland side or Fairhaven Post 49. I mean, it's good baseball. It's a mixture of high school and college players. But it's just, it's an American thing. It's a summer thing. And if you're a baseball fan, it's good baseball. For Post 323, Jason Osborne will lead things off. He'll also be the center fielder. He'll step in from the left side of the plate, and we are ready for the first pitch of 2010. And Jerry Munger Vision, you're stuck with me again for another season. But they're winding down. There's not a lot of seasons left ahead of me. Got a lot of stuff happening in Rutland to talk about as the first pitch from Horvath. And the lefty will be good velocity, but a ball. Well, first thing, it'll be too late by the time this game airs, but I'm going to show it's going to be on PEGTV. Is boxing fights, pugilist. There's a strike right down the heart of the plate, and you can hear it pop into the glove of Swan, the catcher. But Cal Joslin, former Golden Glove champion, super heavyweight, got a stable of fighters, and that's going to be up the middle and a base hit. He'll be picked up and a throw into second, and runner will hold at first. That was stung by Osborne as it was retrieved by Triller and then brought into Godzik, or no, that was Mack, excuse me. Now Sipowicz up, James Sipowicz, the left fielder. Swan with a decent arm behind the plate, and of course, Horvath being a lefty, he's looking right over at the first baseman, who is being held on by Aaron Bloomer. A lot of experience there. There's the throw over, and the runner will scamper back and be safe. Oh yeah, but talking about it, it'll be at the Keefe Gym, and I've been told by Tom Leipold, the program director at Channel 15, that he will go with me. And we will bring you that boxing matches between 10 and 15 bouts. Now, how the website works is they show some small ball, and that'll be foul down the first baseline. Is you can either watch it right on the television on Channel 15, or you can go to PEGTV.com, click Video on Demand, pick out the fights, or boxing, and go that way. And I'm excited. I hope they actually let me go into the school and do the boxing bouts. There's a throw over to first. Again, tag applied by Bloomer, but the runner back safe. It was Osborne who led the game off with a single. He's over at first. And actually, we do have I'm not sure who it is. Somebody has come in to take the spot umpiring. I'll show you right there. And I just can't see that fine to tell you who it is. I did see Castleton State College head baseball coach Ted Shipley in attendance taken in the game today. And he is one of the guests for the next 3 weeks on Sports Beat. So that's kind of cool. That's popped up and going to be foul, stay foul. So 2 strikes now on the number 2 batter, Sipowicz. Nick Dunbar, the catcher, on deck for Granville. So Horvath has been in the strike zone the first 2 batters. I mean, the ball that was hit obviously is right in the zone. Drilled back up the middle for a base hit. And a good stop on the pitch was a tad bit shy, making it all the way in. Scheduled for 7. There is the forecast of thunder showers in the evening, so hopefully we'll be able to work our way past that. And so Horvath will throw back to first, and he's very aware of Osborne, the runner over there, and trying to hold him on. When I look through the roster, this Rutland squad's got a good mix of some new blood and some veteran players. Like I said, it's a mix of high school and college ball players. That could be 2. Here's 1. Godzik to first. Got a double play. 4-6-3 double play. So let me just catch up in my book. And now Dunbar, and I will tell you, when I went from Mack to Godzik to Bloomer. So the base is clean now, and nobody more happy about that than I like to see good defense like that. So base is clean, and the catcher jumping on that first pitch will drive it through the hole, and that ball hung up in the strike zone. You can see that the grass has been mowed. It looks beautiful here, but it was a slow track to the outfielder, McMahon, on that side. So Dunbar will get the second single of the inning. And I'll bring up the cleanup batter, Phil Casella. So back to the stretch, we'll go Horvath. And well, it'll take me a minute to get used to the not new faces, but the just get back into the rhythm of post 31s. First time I watched him play this season, so I don't cover Rutland High School baseball, so I've got to like Godzik and all those guys I got to get used to more there. And there's the throw to first, and the runner was back well ahead of the throw. Didn't have much of a lead over there. Get reacclimated to him. I'll have him down by the second game of the season. Beautiful St. Peter's Field. The runner's off. Swans throw down, and oh, what a great pickup in the tag. That was not a bad throw at all, but a great scoop out there by number 21, Eric Mack. Of course, I always think of hockey when I think of Eric, but he scooped that up, and a couple nice defensive plays by Rutland. They got that inning. They surrendered 2 singles, but don't give up a run. You're looking at the starting pitcher, Kyle McKeegan. He'll have Nick Dunbar behind the plate, and I'll set the Granville defense for you. But first, Mike McMahon's going to lead things off. Number 31 for Rutland, and he will slice that hard down the first baseline. It's going to be McMahon, Mike Triller, and Nate Swan. If they get to the cleanup spot, it'll be Aaron Bloomer. Of course, Aaron Bloomer playing baseball at Castleton State College, and that's a nice breaking ball there for a strike. That's some other big news besides the boxing matches that will be on PEGTV. Is the Legion tournament. The Legion end of the season, find who's going to win the championship and go on to the regionals. That's going to be held at Castleton State College this year, an 8-team tournament, and that'll be fouled down the first baseline. A little more air under that one this time. So yeah, so come playoff time for Legion baseball. Mark it down right now. That's going to be a cool event. Get out there in Castleton State College. Beautiful baseball field, baseball facility. Now I plan whether I can follow through on it or not. That's going to be playable on the run. There's the grab. As I believe that's Haddock out there. Some of the players for Granville have numbers that are visible, and other ones doesn't look like they have numbers on their back, but Mike Triller up now, the center fielder. So in a scoreless ball game in the bottom of the first, Rutland looking for their first base runner of the 2010 season. Nasty pitch right there from McKeegan. Over at first base, Granville's got a, they call him stretch. They got a player, he looks to be at least 6'5", if not taller. Skinny as a rail. And I'll do the whole infield for you as they go through a set of signs. And yeah, McKeegan just couldn't figure what he wanted to throw there, and they'll step out. Austin Eastman is that very tall first baseman for Granville. Nick Birch is at second. Dan Jamison's at short, and Phil Casella is at third base. Set the outfield for you after McKeegan's pitch here, and he did go. He could not hold up on it, and there's a strike called. The left fielders, James Sipowicz, Jason Osborne's in center, and Drew Haddika is the right fielder. I already mentioned the catchers, Nick Dunbar, Keegan on the mound, and we are all set now for the next pitch coming into Triller. Right there for a strike. Strike 3 to be exact, and that'll be the first strikeout of the ball game. Be looking, and now Nate Swan, the catcher, up. So just think, we're only in the first inning. We've seen Rutland post 31 with a double play. We've seen them throw a runner out trying to steal. We've talked about the boxing matches. They'll be on PEGTV. And the tournament, Legion Baseball Tournament, is going to be out in Castleton State College this year. What a fountain of knowledge I am. There's a strike call right there. Right on the corner. On deck, the cleanup batter, Aaron Bloomer. So Swan, batting in that number 3 spot. And that's going to be the short. They'll scoop it up, throw to first. Got it. A 1-2-3 inning for Granville defensively. We'll go to the second in a scoreless ball game on Munger Vision. Phil Casella back at the plate. Remember, he was at bat when they threw the runner out trying to steal, and Godzik says he's got it, and he did. A little flare on the infield, and one pitch, one down. Horvath starting the second inning of work. Have some more Proctor Youth League baseball action for you as the Rangers grinding their way toward the playoffs, and I'll have playoff action for you, not only of the Rangers, but as whoever progresses throughout them, as I did last year. And I do want to remind you that the Proctor Youth All-Star Tournament is July 10th at 11th. That's Austin Eastman at the plate. He's the big guy over at first. He's got quite a strike zone. Long distance from his knees to his numbers, and that's a swinging strike. Horvath with a lot of pop on that pitch. And they'll even account on a 1 ball, 1 strike. And Horvath right there just challenging him with the fastball, and again getting it past him. Like I said, Horvath in that first inning surrendered a couple singles, was aided by a double play, and also they threw a runner out trying to steal. And just missed, getting his first strikeout there. I do not believe, I think it's the last Friday in June, but I know coming up very shortly, Friday Night Live downtown Rutland. And boy, again, tough pitches to take with 2 strikes, but Eastman, obviously, with a very good eye as he has worked the count back now to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Horvath will get him to pop it up, and it's going to be over the backstop on the River Street. Post 31, a lot of summer action coming up, and like I said, I encourage you to come down to St. Peter's Field. That's lifted and cranked and going back and making the grab on the run is McMahon, and again, he made that look pretty easy. I thought at first I had a real good chance of making the gap, but the speed and covering the gaps out there by McMahon. 2 down now, and Kyle McKeegan, the pitcher. And he looked like quite an athlete in the dugout when I was getting the lineup from Granville. And his pitching in that first inning was very good. I have him batting down in the order at the number 6 spot. And I don't believe Bloomer's, nope, going to be off from the roof of the dugout that I helped re-shingle last year. A lot warmer the day we did that than it is now. It's perfect temperature for a ball game tonight. At least in my opinion. A lot of people might want it warmer or cooler, but it's 66 degrees starting the ball game. Oh yeah, he knew it too. He just couldn't lay off that pitch from Horvath, and Kyle Horvath with 2 strikes now on McKeegan with 2 down, nobody on. We're in the second. That's a lot of deuces, but here comes the pitch from Horvath. Just missed. Tell you, those are good 2-strike pitches that he's thrown to Eastman and now to McKeegan, because they're not meatballs over the plate. They're just a tad bit off from the strike zone, and with the batter, the hitter's trying to protect with 2 strikes, but they can't get him to go after him. And that was just a little bit slippage out of his hand. And that Rutland defense looking sharp in that first inning of play. Oh yeah, got him looking. A backdoor breaking ball. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless on Munger Vision. That pitch will be driven down to second base, and I'll set the stage. Bobble around. Got him. Eastman with a big stretch over there. That was Aaron Bloomer who grounded out to second on that 4-3 ground out. He grounded out to Nick Birch, who threw to Eastman. So Birch to Eastman, and that's quickly one out here. Is Keegan still on the mound? Now Sam Major, and then the DH tonight, Jeff Bloomer, batting for Horvath. But right now, a Major power at the plate, Sam Major. He's a very strong young man, and he'll look at ball 1. Good eye right there. It's Rutland without a base runner here through the first 4 batters. And Kyle Keegan, a little short on that one. Will be scooped up out of the dirt, but done by the catcher. And that defense, as I scan it real quick, looking the same out there for Granville post 323. That one right there. Ooh, called the ball. Ooh. But Eastman's at first, Birch is at second, Jameson's at short, Casal's at third, Dunbar, McKeegan the battery, Hanukkah, Osborne, and Sipowicz the outfield. And he will draw the walk, and that'll send Sam Major down to first base, and he is now the first official base runner of the 2010 season for post 31. And Jeff Bloomer, part of that Bloomer Brothers twin duo out there, he'll be the DH. And Alex Miskoski on deck. So again, McKeegan is a left-handed pitcher. He's looking right over at first base. He'll come to the plate, and a good, nice stop back there by Dunbar, keeping the runner at first. Now, everybody has the ability to steal bases. We'll see how Rutland will play this out in this non-league game. And that tickled the corner and leaving the count out of 1 ball, 1 strike. Mr. Steve Shortle doing the PA announcing again this season for Legion Baseball, doing a fine job. Adds a lot of, first of all, it's good information when you're sitting in the stands, be able to know who's what out there. But he also just does a great job of keeping things organized. Very professional setting, having a PA announcer. There's Steve Morrow cleaning up the plate, dusting it off, and Jeff Bloomer getting all set now. So McKeegan from the stretch for the first time this evening. We'll go over to first with a little lob throw. Yeah, Sam over there, Major, he might have had a 1.5, 2-step lead. Not a lot going on there. In the first game of the Legion season. We've got some 9-inning games coming up. There goes the runner. He's off, swing and a miss. The throw down, floated. Okay, so the call there was interference on the batter. That's why the throw was so erratic going down to second. So they'll call the runner out at second, and that will end the inning. We'll go to the third in a scoreless ball game from St. Peter's Field. Drew Hanukkah, Danny Jameson, Nick Birch, and then the top of the order is post 323 getting through their order for the first time in the ball game. We're in the top of the third. Neither team's really had a threat post at 323 at Granville with a couple base hits. Rutland post 31 with a base runner via a walk. Other than that, a lot of defense out there. Horvath settled down nicely in the second inning. And he's had pop on the ball all night. That one was above the belt for a ball. I've been hearing that glove pop. Mr. Swan down there, the catcher. You can see, I can see velocity up here when like there. That's a nice pitch. Called the strike, and it'll go to 3 balls, 1 strike as Haddock taking all the way for Granville. And that'll make it a full count on one of those corner ticklers. Stevie Barrow doing the calls of balls and strikes behind the plate. And all foul tip caught by Swan, coming back from a 3-ball, no strike count to get his second strikeout. Going back to the bottom of the second, that's 2 strikeouts in a row. And now Jamison, the shortstop, up. Now, and you start looking through that roster for Rutland. It's an intriguing roster that has every team in the first game of the year has got potential, to do amazing things, but it could be a very good season this year for Legion Ball. In any event, you should get out and support Legion Baseball. And Horvath throwing nice and loose now in the second and third inning. He was a little tight in that first inning, but he's got everything in his arms, throwing nice whip-like with his arm. That's going to come back to Horvath. He'll turn, fire, and get the out. So on that 1-3 ground out. Again, you can see the well-rounded player Horvath is as he fields his position very well. Now Nick Birch up. His first at bat, obviously. It's Horvath. They see the square to bunt and everybody moving around. Horvath working at a nice pace between pitches, not rushing it, not prolonging the game any necessary longer than he has to. That was interesting to see Birch square to bunt with 2 down and nobody on. That's in the dirt and off from the shin guard of Swan, and they'll retrieve the ball. And oh yeah, sorry to tell you about the Proctor Youth League All-Star Tournament, July 10th and 11th out at the youth fields in Proctor. That's a great weekend of baseball. I mean, yeah, you've got to really get there and watch that. That's good stuff. You see tomorrow's high school stars today out there at that tournament. That's a walk with 2 down. I'll bring up the top of the order, Osborne, who had a single his only time up. And remember, he was eventually erased on the front end of a double play. His single was through the hole at short. Well, a little bit more toward up the middle, but you get the general picture. Horvath the first, and tag applied, and the runner back safe. That's Bloomer over at first base defensively here, and Bloomer holding the runner on. Up the middle of the field, you have Mack at second, Gozick at short, Major at third. I already mentioned Bloomer over at first. And going back is McMahon, slicing away from him. That's going to hit the wet grass and skid toward the corner, and they're going to send the runner home with the game's first run. Yes. It was a funny angle that McMahon took to the ball. And then it short hopped past him. And Sipowicz up, he hit into that 4-6-3 double play. So with 2 down, that walk turns into a run. And number 2 batter in the order, Sipowicz up. 1-0 Granville in the third. And again, pitch caught the plate, but was high above the belt. Getting scheduled for 7, and I don't know. I know it's really low cloud cover, and it's got that broken cloud pattern like you get for rainstorms, but I got a feeling we're going to make it. You see Swan trying to frame that pitch as it was just a little bit too far outside. It'll go to 2 balls, no strikes. On deck is Dunbar, the catcher. There's Horvath. Gets a ground ball. There's the flip from Bloomer to Horvath. That's inning, but Granville will pick up a run. They'll lead 1-0 going into the bottom of the third. Alex Muskoski, Eric Mack, and Justin Godzik, the 7, 8, 9 batters, to up here against Kyle McKeegan. Muskoski, lefty, obviously, good-sized guy. And you all know we see him in the outfield like he's playing tonight, the right field, but he's also a pitcher. Burns Burton, and he went up after that high pitch, couldn't catch up to it, and that'll even things out at 1-1. Just one strikeout so far in the ballgame for McKeegan. He came back in the first inning. And he tried the breaking ball and missed inside. Muskoski with the good eye. You go to PEGTV.com, click video on demand. You can watch PEGTV programming anytime, anywhere, as The Scoop over there by Kevin Bedard, former Post 31 player and Rutland High School player. First baseman he was. Had some pop in his bat too. Played Little League for KFC. Played for Brian Mayhew. Oh yeah. There's a guy who helped out with youth sports, coaching it and videotaping it way back when they had cranks on cameras. You had to turn a crank to make the film work. Did he go? They say he went. That's a drop third strike. There's a recorded out. That was a nasty looking pitch right there. So they'll retire the leadoff batter. Now Eric Mack up. Mack, just a bundle of speed too. If he gets that ball on the ground, that's pressure on the defense. He can run out those infield ground balls. But Mack, first pitch to him will be high for a ball. Then McKeegan has a nice mechanical delivery. If you watch his motion here, he's very mechanically very sound. A very short scissor and then leg kick, but very compact motion. 2 balls, no strikes now. And after Mack on deck, it's Godzik batting on the number 9 spot, the shortstop. Of course, I first got to know Mr. Mack when he was skating for Raha Hockey. Phenomenal hockey player. Pretty, just any athletic endeavor he was very good at, and here he is, Legion baseball. Here's McKeegan. Wants that target. See, the catcher wants to pitch outside, and what happened there was that came around the plate and in, and again, Mack with just an excellent eye. We'll run the count now to 3 balls, 1 strike. There is 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 Granville with the lead in the bottom of the third. Rutland at the plate, Post 31, and those red, white, and blue uniforms theirs. And that's going to make the concession stand down the third baseline. Slicing foul, you would say, from the lefty. Back-to-back left-handed batters here in the order for Rutland. And McKeegan to the plate will miss. And that'll be ball 4, and that'll be the second base runner for Rutland. Both times, both runners got on because of walks. Now Godzik up and top of the order. McMahon on deck. Little quick conference there between Dunbar, the catcher, and McKeegan, the pitcher. Godzik, a good player. Now you'll see him, position-wise, we're seeing him at shortstop tonight, but he threw a lot of innings last year for Post 31. To see him on the mound. Again, McKeegan looking right over at the runner at first. And a strike called Anthony. Mack, like I said, he's got a set of wheels on him. We'll see what they want to do with him here with the one down. Played high to the center fielder, going back. Oh, making the grab if there was a warning track. Yeah, and there's only 2 down now, as he took a long time to recover and get the ball back in, but that was really tracking the ball well. On a deep flyout by Godzik, runner will stay at first, and that was Jason Osborne, showing you his ability to play center field. That was a lot of ground he covered right there too. McMahon, he flied out to the right fielder his only time up, and of course that was Drew Hanukkah. And you can see the catcher doing a nice job of keeping the ball well within reach, which means the runner stayed at first base. Bottom of the third. And a very, I think, a good ball game, but starting to get a theme here developing with it. I don't know what the innings deal is with McKeegan, if he has the ability to, if they'll let him go all 7 innings. The runner going, and the pitch called a strike, and the throw coming down. It will not come down. So Mack, uncontested, will go into second base. Puts himself in scoring position for McMahon. You got to believe with the, we already said the grass is a little slow in the outfield. And with the speed of Mack, that a single or base hit would get him home. So McKeegan's given up to 2 walks, and that's been it. He had 1 batter called out with interference on a throw down to second base on a steal attempt, which actually became a double play for Granville, as they called the batter out and then the runner trying to steal second. They did call it that way. Well, you know what it was strike 3. That's why the batter was out, and then the interference occurred after that when the runner was trying to go to second. Okay, I understand now why it became a double play. So we're back at a full count now to McMahon. Triller awaits in the on-deck circle. Mack at second, 2 down. McKeegan, long look in. There's the first set of signs. He just couldn't get settled in on what he wanted to throw. The catcher went through the first set of signs. He started to go back through, and then the batter, McMahon, asked for time. Steve Morrow calling balls and strikes. That's going to be knocked down by McKeegan. He might save the single. They'll throw to first. That's the inning. We'll strand 1, and they'll say 1-0 Granville, going to the 4th inning of play on Munger Vision. Nick Dunbar is going to lead things off. He had a single his only time up, and he'll pop that up a mile. And everybody calling for it, and it will be taken by McMahon in very short left field. You know what the best part of that play was? I could hear everybody talking, everybody communicating out there. So McMahon will record the out. Now Phil Casella up. He popped up to Godzik at short. But what I was trying to get at is there is a pitcher warming up in the Granville dugout area, so maybe we'll see a pitching change, if not next inning, maybe very shortly for the Granville squad. They're up by a 1-0 score. They picked a run up with 2 outs in the 3rd. They had a walk and then a double, brought the runner home. Horvath with a couple strikeouts in the ball game. I think he's looked sharp, personally. He's had good velocity on the ball. He's been moving it around, hitting spots. Swan's still the catcher. And the pitch on the way. Trying to go back to the same location. This time it was just a tad bit too low. And tell you just got to get out and catch some Legion ball live. Get these stands filled up. And you can bring your lawn chair. Majors. Sam Major with the throw to first. He'll tag him out and get the play. Bloomer coming off the bag to receive the throw, then made the tag. And they'll record the out. Second out of the inning. Austin Eastman flied out to left field. That was Mike McMahon who made the catch. So Horvath, this is where he got to last inning, 2 down, and then he had a little problem after the 2 outs. trying not to repeat that performance, he will throw into the very lengthy Eastman. You know, it was a good good height right there. It was just too far inside off the corner. And a very comfortable weather. And boy, that's up near a mile. Triller saying he's got it, comes up, and there it is. A 1-2-3 inning will follow Mr. Triller in. 1-0 Granville as we go to the bottom of the fourth. So there is a new pitcher out there. It's going to be James Sipowicz, and Kyle McKeegan's gone to play left field. Sipowicz was a left fielder. Now he's the pitcher, and he's going to be looking at the lefty Mike Triller, who made the catch in center field to end the last inning, and kind of squared like he was going to bunt, and he obviously the pitch was well so far out of the strike, so when he pulled the bat back. And boy, just some nasty heat inside there by Sipowicz, and that'll even count on a 1-1 Post 31 looking for their first base hit of the night. They've had a couple of runners because of walks off the fist and fouls. So Sipowicz will get up in the count now. 1-2. Yeah, I'm talking about the weather a lot, and I knew that the thunder showers were in the forecast because I went to that PEGTV Channel 15 bulletin board, weather bulletin board, and you can go right to the website too and get all the local weather. And I'll be fouled back. Good 2-strike swing right there by Triller. Swan on deck, then Aaron Bloomer due up. McMahon leaves the ball game, giving up no hits, no runs, had 2 strikeouts. And of course, that's all unofficial. Big old bender of a breaking ball, and it missed. It missed outside and it missed high. It just missed. Sipowicz working at a pretty good clip between pitches right now. And another good 2-strike swing by Triller. Triller is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out, took strike 3, looking actually back in the first. We're in the fourth. No, we're not. We're in the bottom of the third. No, we're not. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Oh. And that pitch will be high. Dunbar remains behind the plate. Well, I don't wear my... See, I have to have glasses to read, like within, 2 feet of my face. But I can't wear my... I got those dollar store magnifying glasses you buy there. Instead of, prescription. There's a walk. Third walk of the ball game for Rutland. All 3 base runners have been because of the walk. Now Swan up. He grounded out to the shortstop, Jameson. So he's 0 for 1. Oh, but I can't wear the reading glasses and run the camera. So I try to memorize the blurry spots on the book for like single, double, walks, hit by a pitch in my book. Other than that, everything else is so fuzzy I can't make it out. That'll be a strike called. But anything 2 feet away from me, I got 20/20 vision. That's what Dr. Webb told me, so I'm going with him on it. Whoops, my hand slipped off the camera. The throw was the first. Triller was safe. It wasn't really that close a play, but I went to show you all that. My hand slipped off the tripod in front of the camera. Oh, this is getting old. It's not for the faint-hearted, really. High pitch, high fly ball. Third baseman says he's got it. He's called out by the shortstop. He does have it. He'll make the grab, and that is Jameson, who, again, the best part of that whole play was the communications, something that's so overlooked. Aaron Bloomer up. He grounded out to second, which was Nick Birch, who made the play. So again, Rutland down by 1 in the bottom of the fourth. Yes, it is the bottom of the fourth. Game moving along pretty quick pace, actually, considering there's only been 3 runners because of walks for Rutland and only a couple base hits by Granville, post 323. Pitchers have been sharp. I'm not sure what, but Sipowicz going to have a little meeting with his whole infield, his catcher, his coaching staff, and we're going to have a chat. We'll see what the talk was about. Maybe he didn't want him thrown over there at first. I'm not sure. This could be a double play. There is not one. He's going to be safe. The throw was a little high. Seemed like it could have been handled, but it will become an error. The first error of the ball game on Granville. So Bloomer on at first, Triller at second, Sam Major up. Major walked. He was one of the walks earlier. The third baseman for post 31 at the plate, and the pitch coming in will be a nice backhand stab. Well, I tell you what, Triller was just about halfway to third base when he decided to go back. He would have had the same distance going back or going to third or going back to second. That's quite a lead. In the air and playable. Haddock coming in, gaining up some momentum. The runner will go to third, and there will be no throw. So Triller will hustle over. Now, the significance of that, going to third base with 2 down, and you already know the answer. Is a pass ball, an error, wild pitch. And now you can score. And if you don't get to third base, usually you can't score on a pass ball from second. Got to be an awful nasty pass ball. Now Jeff Bloomer up, trying to get the game tied up. So runners at first and third. See if Rutland wants to send the runner from first to second on a steal attempt. Try to draw the throw down and see what the runner does at third. Oh yeah, we'll see a lot of that, the old ballerina move. Where you fake to third and hope the runner is sleeping over at first, but... Oh, knocked down at third. I didn't even move the camera, that happened so fast. They'll get the out. Oh my goodness, what a great play I missed. Casella with a great play over at third, saves a run for sure, and it'll stay 1-0 Granville going into the 5th inning of play. Oh, a lot of changes out there for post 31. We'll start with the pitching position. Eric Godzik, number 35. So there's a couple of Godziks on the roster for on Eric. Number 35 is the pitcher. Swan remains the catcher, and the pitch to McKeegan is going to be up the middle, base hit. Picked up by Triller and brought in quickly to the infield. So welcome to the ball game, Mr. Godzik. There's a single. Now Drew Haddock up. Haddock 0 for 1. He struck out his only time up. Let's get some changes in here real quick. We got Ryan Belomo is number 16. He's at second base now. TJ Oliver is the new shortstop. He wears 25. Throw to first. I believe that's still Bloomer over there. Oh, I better double check that. That's Ed Lewicki over at first base. That's new. And Dan Favreau is the new third baseman. Trying to bunt. It'll be foul. Now, I've covered Dan many times for Burton basketball, and I can never remember if it's Favreau or Favreau. I'm going to go with Favreau. Oh, I've been wrong before, so it's okay. And now the outfield, I'm glancing at it, looks the same to me. Triller's in center, McMahon's in left, and the right fielder's Miskovsky. Swan's still behind the plate, and that looks to be up to date. A 1-0 score in the 5th. Granville with the lead, and they have the leadoff runner at first via a single up the middle. That's going to be caught by the, I believe that is Swan still. Yeah, he caught it, and the batter out trying to sacrifice here. It's good hustle. Swan quick anyways. Jameson up. He grounded out to the pitcher Horvath, who was pitching at the time. And then I'll try to plug in all the substitutions for Rutland Post 31 into the batting order. I'm assuming that they're just going to bat for the position that they've substituted for, which would be the way to do it, of course. Yeah, I have it as the top of the 5th. The scoreboard being ran by Dick Densmore has it as the 4th. There's the throw over to first, and diving back safe. Well ahead of the throw was McKeegan. McKeegan's got a lot of wheels, so he's fast. And so Godzik, Eric Godzik, got to be more specific because there's, like I said, there's a couple of Godziks who both pitch on the post 31 lineup. Got darker early tonight. Yeah, it did. Well, it was cloud cover and stormy looking and kind of gnarly, actually, but it's okay. Runner goes, that's going to be tough. Yeah, you could see Swan First of all, it was a tough pitch to handle, and then he just couldn't come up with it cleanly, so there'll be no throw, and the runner will go down to second. Jameson's at the plate. Birch is on deck. He represents number 9 spot in the order for Granville. They only had 2 subs on their roster tonight, 2 substitutions. Again, McKeegan putting himself in scoring position with that stolen base. And that's going to be off the mound. No, it's a slow hopper to Oliver. Nice scoop at first by Lewicki. Tell you what, that Rutland defense looking razor sharp. So 6-3 ground out is Oliver to Lewicki. Now Birch, he walked in the 3rd, and he scored the game's only run on the double by Osborne. So this is Birch and Osborne on deck, and a runner at 3rd, but 2 down. And that ball will miss outside. So what Godzik's trying to do, Eric Godzik trying to do, is stringing that leadoff single. He came in and they met him with a single, and then he's been able to again get some great defensive help behind him. That play by Oliver was a tough play as it went off the mound, took a funny bounce through the rhythm of the fielder off, but then a nice scoop by Lewicki over at first. And again, there is some pop on the balls tonight being pitched by the Rutland pitchers. That one just missed, but both Horvath and Godzik coming in and making Swan's glove pop hard. 1-0 game. That's I would never. I was thinking more like a 6-4, 6-5 type of game tonight. And they did issue the walk. Now Osborne up. He is 2 for 2 with a single and a double and an RBI. And that will warrant a timeout, and Swan going to chat with Godzik, maybe talking about how much of a pain in the butt Osborne's been at the plate tonight. Very short conversation. Now Swan will head back. I'll tell you one thing. The outfielders for Rutland backed up 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 6 feet deeper for Osborne. Sipowicz on deck. But right now the real problem is going to be Osborne. And he's played a decent center field also, Osborne has. Remember he had that nice catch deep in center field where he tracked the ball down. That was Justin Godzik that hit that. Oh, that was different. Had him out in front of that pitch, and I'm not sure if Swan knew what was coming. He's going right back out to the pitcher, and now there could have been a missed sign there. Now, that's just conjecture on my part. I don't know what they're talking about. See, I can't make out if that is a number 13 on the catcher's back. It kind of looked like an 11 there, but I didn't think that'd be Jeff Bloomer, but. And that's inside, a little bit too far inside. So a lot happening here in the 5th as far as trying to prevent that second run from coming in for Granville. Yeah, and they actually do throw over, and Favreau will. Let's go with Favreau. Like I said, it could be Favreau or Favreau, and I've only called him I don't know how many times for basketball, and I just can't remember. Isn't that awful? That'll be pulled foul. So 2 strikes now on the very good hitting Osborne. So the 1-2 count. Post 31 trying to strand a couple Granville runners here in the 5th. Off the fist and foul. A couple of things happened. That was a decent pitch, real decent pitch, and that was a good job by Osborne in staying alive with the 2 strikes. So pretty much everybody did their job right there. Tell you what, I got to think about putting my jacket on. It's temperatures dipping down pretty quick here. Just missed. Oh boy, the battery of Rutland wanted that one. 2-2 the count now. I think it was a great call by the umpire. No problem there. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, so. And what we have is a shoe being tied over at third base by the lead runner, and that's what the time's called out for. It's McKeegan where they're tying his cleats up, and time was issued. Because I don't know who the fill-in substitute umpire is out there doing the bases. Stevie Morrow is doing behind the plate. And boy, I tell you, that's 3 foul balls now with 2 strikes on him by Osborne, showing you what a decent batter he is. And man, to have him in the top of the order like this, leading on, that's pretty decent batter to have at the top of the order. I never did tell you, you can watch Sports Beat on PEGTV.com or on Channel 15. I have a show coming up in the very near future with the Hall of Famer, Bill Rogers. This is going to be Triller. There's the grab. They'll strand a couple. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Granville with the lead on Munger Vision. So Sipowicz going back to work here for the 2nd inning in a row. We'll be looking at, well, let's do up 7, 8, 9 batters. This is Muskoski at the plate right now. Alex Muskoski struck out his only time up. That was in the 3rd inning. Then I'm thinking it's going to be Ryan Belomo and then TJ Oliver up next. Remember, they had all those substitutions last inning in the ballgame defensively for Rutland. And I think they're just going to plug into where they, in the batting order for who they went in for defensively. And boy, pitch didn't miss by much. If anything, went around the plate like a backdoor breaking ball. Rutland got a runner to 3rd base last inning, but couldn't bring him home. And I'll tell you what, a good eye by Muskoski on a couple of real close pitches. Sipowicz. That could be trouble as, no, it will be trouble. That was a line drive and it was an adjustment that wasn't made, and Muskoski will pull into 2nd base. So Rutland with the leadoff batter on for the first time tonight. And it is Ryan Belomo up now, yeah. I was just quiet there so I could hear Mr. Short'll announce it. So Ryan Belomo up for the first time. Like I said, they've got a runner at 2nd, leading things off. That gives you a lot more options now. Yeah, they're going to look like they're going to try a small ball, and Belomo will pull the bat back in time, and the pitch was outside, and it'll be a ball. Now, I remember Ryan Belomo from Raha Hockey. That's where I really saw a lot of his early athletic career. Popped up and diving catch. Eastman will make the grab, throw down to 2nd, and he'll be safe at 2nd base. Good job by Muskoski getting back so he wouldn't be doubled up. And that was a great play by Eastman on that diving catch. And TJ Oliver up now for the first time tonight. Now Oliver batting that 9th spot. He's a real decent hitter. So, and Muskoski and Oliver were teammates at Burton. So 1 out, 1 on, and could be the pivotal inning for Rutland. You get that leadoff runner on at 2nd, get that leadoff batter on at 2nd. Oh, what a change of pace that was. I don't know if that was a changeup or just a breaking ball, but what a sweet spot in the count to throw the pitch. Oh, and Sipowicz will get the corner, and boy, Oliver just completely off balance at bat as Sipowicz in command that time will retire him on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Sipowicz. Now McMahon up 0 for 2, McMahon is. He grounded out to the pitcher back in the 3rd, which was McKeegan. As Dunbar comes out and has a quick chat with Sipowicz. So Rutland just 1 out away from stranding that leadoff double, letting it go to waste out there. And he'll miss high. Again, good velocity on the pitch, but well out of the strike zone. What really threw the strategy, the fluidity of the strategy, the inning out, was the missed, not getting the bunt down. That's going to be a little number back to Sipowicz to first, and that's the inning. So we'll go to the 6th with Granville up by 1. The ball game for Rutland coming in here in the 6th is David Bartlett, number 27, and he's going to be looking at James Sipowicz, Nick Dunbar, Phil Casella. That's the order due up here for Granville in the top of the 6th, scheduled for 7, and that'll be a ball. Yeah, when Granville was coming off the field defensively the last inning, their coaching staff telling them, you were knocking on the door the last couple innings, let's get a run here. That's off the fist, and Oliver says he's got it, and he does. So TJ Oliver will catch that little pop-up on the infield for the first out. Dunbar is 1 for 2. He's had a single, and he's flying out to left field. And, of course, that left fielder at the time, still the left fielder, is Mike McMahon. The only run coming back in 3rd. And that'll be foul. Came back in the 3rd as Kyle Horvath was the pitcher. He got the first 2 batters retired, a strikeout and the ground out back to the pitcher. And then he walked the number 9 batter. And then a double by Osborne, and that's the only run of the ball game. As Bartlett lost balance on the pitch as it goes outside for a ball. I tell you, all the pitchers for Rutland tonight, all 3 of them so far, both of them so far, I should say, Horvath and Gozik have done well. I expect Bartlett to do well, but I think we should let him get more than 1 batter to his tour of duty here. That's a little comebacker. Bartlett having a little dead ball. They said, okay, foul ball, dead ball. Steve Morrow's done a good job behind the plate, as usual. And like I said, they were waiting for the second official umpire. They waited the game, started the game off a little bit. And he didn't show up. I hope everything was okay. But there is a person in attendance who came on to umpire. Oliver, looking for his second putout, will wait, and make the grab. Of course, it seems like TJ Oliver's been here forever at post 31, but don't worry, he joined the team as a freshman. Yep, Phil Casella up. He's 0 for 2 with the bat, but he's made some... Well, to me, he made the play defensively. He saved a run on just a wicked shot down at third base that he knocked down and made a strong throw to first to end the inning and keep the game at 1-0. That's where we are right now, 1-0 in the top of the 6th. Granville at the plate with the lead over post 31. I'll tell you, Bartlett brings it. There's some heat on those pitches. Let's see where Swan wants it. He wants the outside corner. He got it outside, but just a tad bit too long, and that'll make it a 3-ball count now. Or a 3-1 count, according to the board. Bartlett trying to come back in the count, starts right here. And blistered that inside corner. It was a good pitch. And it is 3-1 now. I thought so. Doesn't take a lot to throw me off. Going down to first, Lewicki. He's going to take it unassisted, and that's the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Post 31 looking for some offense tonight. Well, Osborne's done it with his bat and with the glove, and now he's trying to do it with his arm as Jason Osborne out there pitching now for Granville. And he's looking at Mike Triller. Triller is officially 0 for 1. He's walked also, and that'll be ball 2. Due up, Triller, Swan, and Lewicki. Again, post 31. Took a long time to get the first base hit. They've had a runner over to third just once. They did have a leadoff double last inning and couldn't move them around. The defense and the pitching's been real good tonight. They've had a little problem with the pitching from Granville offensively. And Osborne will hit the target. It'll be a strike, and Dunbar will chase down the ball that eluded him. Again, the first of many Legion baseball games coming to you on Munger Vision. I never used to miss a game, but schedules have changed, work has changed, and It's going to be tough to get them all in. That's going back, 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 and that's going to drop in for at least a double, as we'll pick up Triller going into second base with the second inning in a row that Post 31's had a leadoff double. And Nate Swan up. Now, Swan handles the bat real well. Now, I'm not, the last time they were in this situation, last inning, they tried to bunt after the leadoff double, and they were unsuccessful, and that's sacrificing the runner over. Let's see if Coach Blum will go back to that philosophy here. That's why I said Swan handles the bat real well. And he's going to get to third base without a throw, so they don't even have to worry about a bunt. And Swan wasn't squaring the bunt, but the wild pitch allows a tying run to go down to third base. So with nobody out, Rutland with the tying run at third. And so Osborne, that's going to be outplay. A little bit of a pickle here, Osborne is. As he will peer in to Dunbar. Get the target, get the sign, and the pitch. Again, slices away from the right-handed batter. And Triller with decent speed down at third. I mean, he's a big, tall, lengthy guy, but he can run. The outfield, from my point of view, it's pretty much straight away. That'll be a ball inside, so a good eye by Swan has the count in his favor. 3 balls, a 3-1 count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Lewicki on deck. Rutland trying to make some noise offensively here in the 6th. That should get the run in. Caught by the center fielder. He doesn't have well, he does. That's McKeegan in center field. His throw will be up the first base line, and Rutland's tied the game up in the 6th. The key there was the wild pitch that allowed the runner to go from second to third. So Ed Lewicki up for the first time. He's batting in Aaron Bloomer's spot. And he's got a clean slate right now. Nobody on base. 1-1, Rutland and Granville tied. It'll be tough because I'm just looking. I know the rule, but I don't know. I'm not confident enough to state it. But I'm just thinking the darkness factor, as far as if they get through the 7th tide, if it'll be suspended because of the darkness or because we're so close to 8 o'clock, or we might not have to worry about it. That could be in the gap. No, it'll be chased down by McKeegan. He's going to come up firing, and to second base with the second double of the inning will be Lewicki. So Ed Lewicki put that on a rope and put it out into left center field. Now it should be Dan Favreau up now. And that is going to bring a meeting on the mound for Granville. Stay with Osborne on the mound. I thought they were going to. Could have been more talking strategy what to do with the ball, but it's hit here and there. And Favreau at the plate will take strike 1. So Lewicki at second with just the 1 out. Favreau and then Jeff Bloomer due up next. Long pause between pitches and foul ball. So an 0-2 count very quickly on Favreau. Again, for the second consecutive inning, Rutland leads off with a double. Then the wild pitch was running to third, and then that sacrifice fly will score him. And a big old breaking ball just missed inside. A good eye by Favreau. Then the catcher Dunbar chased the ball down. Lewicki stayed at second. That would have been a tough one to go from second to third on. So Favreau, the new third baseman for Rutland. Again, that was a backdoor breaking ball that went around the plate. Missed the corner, called a ball. Should even things up now. In the count as Osborne already surrendered up the tying run, trying to string that other runner out there at second. That could be a base hit. It's going to drop in, and they're going to turn the corner. Yeah, the ball was bobbled, and Rutland's going to get their second run here as Lewicki will score. And Favreau, with 2 strikes on him, able to stay right on the ball, but it was McKeegan had a little trouble coming up with it cleanly. And it will be the DH, Jeff Bloomer. So Rutland waits 6 innings to get some runs, but they'll take the lead 2-1 right now, trying to add to it. Still only the 1 out. And that's in the dirt, and Dunbar with a good scoop. The catcher down there. McKeegan started the ball game, went 3 strong innings, and Sipowicz came in and kept Rutland scoreless. But Osborne didn't have the same fate. And there's the corner call, the outside corner call to strike. Okay, non-league game or not, players are competitors. Everybody wants to win. Let's be honest in life. And that pitch will miss high. Well, Bloomer. Well, not if. With Bloomer out there, there'll be Muskoski on deck. Now, Muskoski last inning led the inning off with a double, but they never got any further than that. Oh, what a pitcher's pitch. That's great location. Tell you what, if he can throw that the rest of the inning, he'll be all right. That was nasty stuff right there from Osborne. Runner goes, the throw coming down, and he will be there just ahead of the throw. So there's the good wheels by Favreau, I'm sorry. On a close play at second, he'll definitely be safe, and again, he puts himself in scoring position. And strike 3 called on Bloomer. He had started down to first. Yeah, he had started down to first base on the walk, but was rung up for strike 3. So it's 2 down now, and Muskoski up. Like I said, he had the double last time he was at the plate. And Osborne, that fastball coming inside on the left-handed batter, called a strike. Long pause and the pitch. Now be a lot of movement, as you could tell, as you could see, as I could see, but it was out of the strike zone. Oh yeah, I mean you got some good league action coming up with Benningtons, Brattleboro's. You know, there's the good old-fashioned rivalries out there. Breaking ball will be a ball. So after pretty much dominating pitching and defensively, Granville finds himself trailing now by a 2-1 score. And that was a close pitch, called a ball. That'll run it to a 3-ball count now, with Ryan Belomo on deck. And that will be ball 4. It was high, and that will keep the inning alive here, and Belomo up. And you can see Dunbar coming out, have a quick chat with his pitcher. So runners at first and second with the 2 down. 2-1 Rutland with the lead over Granville. From beautiful St. Peter's Field. From getting pretty dark St. Peter's Field. And that'll be short hopped and knocked down by the catcher, and he'll step to the front of the plate and pick up the loose ball. And on deck is T.J. Oliver. If Belomo can get this thing to the next batter here. Now Osborne will miss away this time. They've made him throw strikes, that's for sure. That's been good patience at the plate by Rutland this inning. And they will throw down to first. He will be safe at first. And again, deep in the hole in the count is the pitcher Osborne at 3 balls, no strikes. 1 pitch away from loading him up. And he has. The bases will be juiced now for Rutland. And we will have Timeout called, and a meeting on the mound will be a change in the pitchers, and we will have TJ Oliver at the plate when we get back from the fade. Austin Eastman will move from first base to the pitcher's mound, and he'll face TJ Oliver with the bases loaded and 2 down. Pitch called, Anthony, a strike. Oh, I'm opening the iris up on the camera and slowing down the shutter speed to get some more light in here, but getting dark out, that's for sure. Of course, very seldom in the east coast of the United States, New England, does it get later at night and lighter at night. It's not like up north in the Antarctic and stuff, or Alaska. Oh, nasty breaking ball. I don't know how Oliver held up, but he did. So Rutland with their best inning offensively here in the 6th. Boy, and Eastman again with nowhere to put them. Had a lot of pop on the ball, but, well, the strike zone. They need strikes right now. They need pitches in the strike zone right now. So let the defense try to make a play. 3 balls in the count. And the big righty off the fist. And that should be a full count. So Austin Eastman on in relief of Osborne, who was on in relief of Sipowicz, who replaced starting pitcher Kyle McKeegan. How's that for retracing your steps, huh? And Oliver set. Runners are off. Off the fist and foul. Everybody's got to go back. Well, with two outs and the bases loaded in a full count, you got to go. Got to be motoring out there, man. And we'll see if Rutland comes back in the 7th with Bartlett. He was the pitcher in the 6th because they'd gone and started bringing some pitchers in this non-league game. Oliver's only been up once. He took strike 3 looking. And again, this is a good battle. That was a good pitch when the full count by the pitcher Eastman. And with 2 strikes, that was a good job by Oliver. Staying alive, getting the bat on the ball. Making him get set, throw another pitch. See Eastman, like I said, at least 6'5", not bigger, tucking in his shirt. And I don't think he weighs 100 pounds. He's very tall and very slender. He set the pitch. And we're going to do it all over again. I don't think that's going to be in play for him to make the grab. Out of play. Yeah, so I mean, that was cool, but it doesn't count. But it's your instinct to go after the ball like that. That was a good athletic play, good baseball play. But everybody will just get reset. I'm just trying to think, because I do so much softball. I think that would have been a run right there because they caught the ball out of play. They would have advanced the runners. Obviously, they don't do that in baseball, huh? So Oliver in a battle here. Will take strike 3 on a breaking ball. Rutland coming defensively out to meet the 7th with the lead, 2-1 over Granville. Well, it will be Bartlett here in the 7th, and it will be Austin Eastman leading things off for post 323 of Granville. And just did miss for a ball. Eastman 0 for 2. He's flying out to left and flying out to center. He's flying out to McMahon and to Triller. First time, though, he's seen Bartlett pitch. Man, I tell you, you're not missing by a lot. Just a tad bit outside on both those pitches. So Rutland able to take the lead 2-1. And Granville, remember two of the last 3 innings, they stranded people on base. They could have had a little bit more of a cushion there. That pitch called a strike. It makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Bartlett, pretty solid looking right-handed pitcher. Hit him in the butt. That'll put the leadoff batter on. She'll get hit by the pitch. I'm just trying to make it focus here. There it is. Not the camera in my eyes. Kyle McKeegan up. He has taken strike 3 looking and had a single. He got stranded at third base in the 5th. And we are having, not we, they're having a meeting on the mound post 31 as so McKeegan with Eastman at first, Hadaka on deck. Would you play for the one run? Would you let him swing away? Would you move the runner on? He's home and trying to steal. I think the runner's going to stay and they're going to let him swing away. And foul ball. Just got it off the end of the bat. Eastman with a very conservative lead over at first. He is being held on by Lewicki, I would hope. Yeah, there he is. And Bartlett will go from the stretch on the mound. And the thrower to first, runner back safe. I mean, in a 2-1 game, we've had some stellar defensive plays by both sides. This is the first broadcast game of Legion Baseball. How can you not get the itch to come down and start getting behind this team? I mean, this is going to be a good year of Legion Ball. They do square the bunt. They are playing for the run. Bartlett bobbled it, and got to eat it. Got to eat it, yeah. Just couldn't find the handle on the ball, and everybody's going to be safe. Oh, I know that looks like a simple play, but a little moisture on the ball. Trying to think ahead of where you're going to go with it. And it appeared like he was going to go to first, which to me would have been the correct play. But first and second, nobody out. Granville trying to retake the lead. Haddock up. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the third and popped up to the catcher Swan and fouled territory in the fifth. You know, I think that's a pinch hitter. See if Mr. Shortle announces it. But I'm about to say I wouldn't discard a bunt and put people at second and third with just the one out. Yeah, there's the square. And there's the ball. Well, no, you think about your options here. A ground out, fly out, double play. Lay down the bunt. Best case scenario, you got second and third, one down. Then a fly ball or ground ball or anything gets you in. There's the square. And Bartlett. Worst thing Bartlett could do is walk him. Now load the bases up. But as far as pitching, you can't get caught up and actually visualize saying, oh, he's squaring the ball. You can't get that in your head. You've got to throw the ball. There, like that. Throw the ball for strikes. Put a little faith in your defense, man. I can't remember the saying. Was it hard to field a walk or something, or hard to, you know. That's true. I mean, walks are your worst enemy as a pitcher. And then what they did there, they took the bunt off, and the pitch misses, and it goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. So what's unfolding into a very tense 7th inning here. As you see Bartlett, long look in, and that'll be ball 4, and that's going to load the bases up for Dan Jamison. Now nobody out. Will they play the infield in? Are they going to play a double play depth? Are they going to bring the infield in? Or a meeting with Favreau coming over to talk to Bartlett. Personally, if I do anything but a walk, let him hit the ball, anything but a walk. And they have the corners in, yep, in the middle of the infield back. Well, a lot of it depends on where the ball, how hard the ball's hit and where it's hit to. Bartlett always with the option coming back with a strikeout here. Jamison's grounded out to the pitcher, and he's grounded out to the shortstop tonight. So he's at an 0 for 2 spot. I mean, you know, the other deal is, too, you're at the 8 and 9 batter. Worst case scenario, you get around the top of your order to that Osborne kid who's been hitting the ball well. On a very dark 7th inning. Almost time to go home and give my kittens their ice cream for the night. Oh, yeah, they like sugar-free vanilla ice cream. Oh, what movement. I mean, that was a ball, but I thought he was going to hit him. And that thing probably took about a 9-inch bend in the last 12 feet going to the plate. Called a ball, but nasty pitch from Bartlett. See Bartlett again. just off the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. And he's gone back, I believe, to the full windup here. The base is loaded. Must be a little more comfortable. Thinks he's a little more comfortable pitching in that situation. A walk would lead to the tying run. Brings it back to a 2-2 count. Oh, yeah. Oh, a lot of stuff changed. If he gets a strikeout here, that changes a lot of strategy. That sets up a double play to end the game before they get around to Osborne. Oh, just missed. Tell you what, Swan did a heck of a job to keep that ball in the play. Full count. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Rutland up by 1. Top of the 7th. Munger vision. Legion baseball. Enough said. Oh, that's going to be the 1 out because it's going too slow. He tries to get the throw, and a nice job coming off the bag by Lewicki to make the grab, but they'll tie the game up, Granville will. And not out of the woods yet. As Eastman scores, he was hit by a pitch. Going to third is McKeegan. Out at second is Hadaka, and safe at first is Jameson. Just the 1 out. And now Birchup. And another meeting on the mound. Yeah, you can't relax here. Rutland would love to turn their second double play of the night right here, though, and not come around to Osborne on deck. And Osborne in a position to get redemption after allowing Rutland to take the lead when he was pitching in the bottom of the 6th. And they'll get past Swan. They're going to try to score. There's the throw. He'll be safe. They'll take the lead on a crazy play, and Oliver will pick up the ball, but it's all... Oh, well, it's not. It's 3-2 now on a wild play. And that makes it 3-2 with just a 1 out. So Rutland giving back those 2 runs that they just got in the bottom of the 6th. I do feel they'll let Rutland come out and bat in the bottom of the 7th. I know we're not near that 8 o'clock deadline, but just the darkness factor. As I look at the viewfinder, I can brighten up the picture. There was his best pitch of the inning right there by Bartlett. This inning all started off with the batter Eastman being hit by a pitch. Then the pitcher unable to handle a little comebacker to him, or a little bunt to him, and everybody's safe. I put runners at first and second with nobody out, and it's been downhill since then. Bartlett in his 2nd inning of relief. Will miss Sloan outside. He's going to push it to 3 balls again in the count. Getting a runner down at second base for Granville. That's going to be to second base. Nice grab, and Bellomo's throw to first. He'll get him. Runner will go up to third, but there's 2 outs now, and Osborne coming up. That was a hard shot handled by Ryan Bellomo. And Osborne off the hook now for that loss as far as being a pitcher of record. But with that runner at third, that'd be a big run to pick up. Probably looking to get into the bottom of the 7th, down just the 1 run. And again, Bartlett will miss Sloan inside. McMahon, Triller, and Muskowski, the outfield for Rutland. 2 outs. And we've seen a little bit of everything tonight. Bellomo to first, to Lewicki. Rutland coming up in the bottom of the 7th, down a run, 3-2. Now, I think, I can't say 100%, I think I heard Steve Meyer walk over to the Rutland dugout and say no matter what happens, this is the last inning. Top of the order for Rutland. McMahon, Triller, and Swan due up. So Triller looking to get on against Eastman. Eastman does come out to pitch the 7th. He'll go down in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. McMahon flied out to right field in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the third, and then grounded out to the pitcher again in the fifth. So he's 0 for 3 from that leadoff spot. And they're going to have a little conference. They can have a lot more of these. It's dark. Now, I tried to brighten the picture up. Oh, you know what happened? Dunbar caught one in the cup there, and he's trying to walk it off. That short hop pitch, and they're going to come out and check on him. Oh, that makes your eyes water, let me tell you. Going back behind the plate. He says he's all right. There's a strike from Eastman. It would be interesting to see what Rutland would do if he gets the leadoff. If they get the leadoff batter on. That's on the infield. That's going to foul territory, and that is out number 1. So they'll retire the leadoff batter Triller, or McMahon, I'm sorry, on a fly ball in foul territory to the first baseman. Now Mike Triller up, he struck out looking in the first, walked in the fifth, and then in the sixth. Had a double. They're looking for some lightning in that bat now here in the seventh. That'll be to the backstop for ball 1. Been a very well umpired ball game by Steve Morrow. Like I said, there's weekend games coming up that will be 9-inning games. The weekday games will be 7-inning games starting at 5:30. And they'll miss there with a pitch up inside. 2 balls. No strikes, I do believe, is the count. And Eastman with that very deliberate pause on his front leg will again get it to a 3-ball count. So Triller with the count in his favor. Is set, and the lefty will watch ball 4 come in, and he'll take first base. So the tying run down at first via the walk, and now Nate Swan up. He is 0 for 3. And we're going to have maybe a pitching change here. Birch. Nick Birch will be the pitcher now with 1 out, 1 on. Swan, the catcher for Rutland, at the plate. And Birch will step off the bag. Well, I'll tell you what, it might be a non-league game, but everybody try and pull out the stops here to get the win as they go to a relief pitcher in the 7th. He'll miss outside. Birch was at second base defensively at the start of this inning. Now he's been moved into the mound. Yeah, I have a very bad eyepiece, viewfinder on my old camera, black and white. I keep brightening the picture up, but I can't really tell what I'm looking at. And I'm trying to find that. That's a base hit. And they'll put runners at first and second, so Swan picked a great time to get his first base hit of the night. That moves the tying run to second base, so winning run at first, and Ed Lewicki. So Lewicki up now with tying run at second. He had a double his only time up, and it was a blistering shot. Well, that was right in his wheelhouse. I do, be honest with you, I have a problem with this lighting right here, picking the ball up off from the bat. So you bear with me in case something big happens here. It's going to take me a second to locate everything. That was a strike, as Paul Ball, strike 1 to Lewicki. And that's to the backstop, and the runner off, and going to be safe as runners go up to second and third. There's Swan with the slide, and that puts the winning run at second base with 1 out. On a very wild pitch. Favreau, I got to double check on that. I got to wait for Mr. Shortle to announce it. So with a base hit, Rutland could win the game right here, and they bring the infield in. Yeah, the middle infielders are right there on the edge of the grass for Granville. So they're trying to cut down the run. I'll tell you, the fans made it out tonight. Great ball game. That's going to win the ball game. That's going to bring him in. There's 1. Here comes the winning run in, and Swan's going to beat the throw, and Rutland's going to rally in the 7th. They get the win 4-3 over Granville. And the game-winning hit will come from Ed Lewicki, who is going to be 2 for 2 tonight. And what a good ball game. I'll tell you got to get out and get behind this post 31 squad. As you can see, they're resilient. They got some good gloves out there. And I'm looking at that pitching staff. They got quite a few guys who can throw the ball. So a good win for Rutland to get their home season off and going. A great effort by Granville. Get out there, support Legion Baseball, and always support Munger Vision.